For today's video, before I move on to heavier looks, I wanted to do something that was really wearable and pretty much appropriate to wear anywhere. If you're the kind of person who likes stuff that's really light and not particularly bold or bright, then this is going to be the kind of look for you. I'm going to be starting off with BB cream and applying it on the areas that I think I need it. I'm going to dab a little bit on the outer corner of the eye and then work my way in. I'm not looking to cover up everything today. I'm not looking to make my skin look flawless. Anything that I'm a little bit self-conscious about, like the redness around my eyes, I'm going to cover that up, but the rest of it, I'm perfectly happy for it to not look spotless and perfect. And one of the tricks I wanted to share today is how you can use chaffing powder as something to mattify the skin. This is pretty much exactly the same ingredients that you're going to find in any kind of mattifying gels, but it's going to be a fraction of the price and it does exactly the same thing. You just want to dabble that over the skin and gently blend it in, and it's just going to take that shine away and leave the surface really soft and silky smooth. For the brows, the first thing I'm going to do is brush through them just to make sure that I've got the right shape before I start filling anything in, and then I'm going to start filling them in from the outside in, and I'm going to stop at the middle because they don't need filling in at the middle, so I'll just focus that colour on the outside where the eyebrows are really sparse, and then go through that with the spoolie again to brush everything out and make sure that the edges are really nice and faded and aren't obviously filled in. Now for the primer, there's a trick I've been using lately that I love, and that's just doing a C shape in the actual crease and then blending that over the lid, because one of the things that's been driving me nuts over the past few years is that every time I cover the entire lid and blend that out, it will go over my lashes and make them look really ashy and dusty, and I hate that look. But with this, because I don't have particularly oily lids, it means that I get that primer where I need it and my eyelashes don't look like I've dumped them in flour at the end. First colour I'm going to be using is brown on the outer corner, and I'm just going to do this in a very rough line, angling at the edge of my brows. And then here on the inner corner I'm going to be using a contour shade, and that's just going to go on the little hollow part in between my eyebrow and my eyelid. You can also bring that over the outer corner if you want to, and this is going to help blend those two colours together. But as for that colour that I'm using on the inner corner, if you're not sure where that's meant to go, this is the kind of shape that it's got to take, and it's at that low point in between your brow and your eyelid. Now for the outer corner, if you're a bit worried that that colour's gone down a bit too much and it's dragging down the shape of your eye, just wipe that away and go over it with a concealer to lift everything back up again. And then I'm going to be using a wet brown eyeshadow. I'm going to dip that in between the lashes on the lower lid, and that's going to make the eyelashes look thicker. And then on the upper lid, once I've applied that as close to the lashes as I can, I'm going to blend it all out. The easiest way to blend that colour on the lower lid is to look up into a mirror, that way you can blend things as close to the lashes as possible. And now to repeat that all on the other eye, so a brown eyeshadow as close to the lashes as possible. On the lower lid you want to put that just with a small pointed brush in between each of the lashes before blending it out with a pointed blending brush. If you're not too keen on doing the method where you look up at the mirror, just try and close your eyes, don't scrunch them, and then blend as close to the lashes as possible. I'm going to be removing any of that colour just on the centre of the lower lid, very lightly, not too much, before going over the waterline with a damp brush and some brown eyeshadow. And as you're going to be able to see on this eye, that waterline is going to look very neat. And on the other eye where it isn't there, it doesn't look as outlined. With a wet black eyeshadow, I'm going to be applying some winged liner, and I like this trick just because it will help make the eyeshadow a little bit more like with liquid liner if that's something that you don't have to hand and you want to have that effect for this look. Another one of the tricks I wanted to share is what to do if you mess up on the winged eyeliner, and don't worry, everybody messes up. You want to take your cotton bud, make sure that it's got makeup remover, and then roll up, that way you don't drag that colour down and just make everything more of a mess than it needs to be. Cover up the area that you've cleaned up with some concealer, re-blend the outer corner, and then you'll be fine. Finally, I'm going to be using the yellow colour on this highlighter, and I'm just going to dabble that with my fingers on the centre of the lid. Of course, you can blend this out with your fingers or a brush. I use both methods just to show that ultimately it just depends on what kind of tool you want to use. If you want to use a brush, go ahead. If you want to use clean fingers, go ahead. And then with a smaller pointed brush, I'm going to be putting that on the middle area that I cleared out earlier, just so that there was going to be this nice matching of the shimmer from the upper lid and on the lower lid. And you can really work that into the lashes to try and get some shine right in the centre. And then to finish off on the lashes, I'm going to be using mascara. Now normally I would have used one of my MUA mascaras, but it recently expired. I needed to replace it, so I'm using a different one, which isn't anywhere near as good. As you can tell, it's made practically no difference, but let's just pretend that it did. And if you wanted to, obviously you could wear false lashes with this look. And finally for the lips, I'm going to be making a lip tint. I'm going to be using the Fatale colour Rita Rouge, blending it in with a lip balm and then applying it all over the lips. Once I've done that, with whatever's left, I'm going to be applying it on the apples of the cheek just to create a lovely glowy cream blush. If you wanted something which was a bit more of an intense colour, you could use just the lipstick itself. For me, I wanted something very rosy and subtle today, so that is the colour that I'm going to be using. I'll finish off that lip gloss, sorry, not lip gloss, lip tint all over the lips, make sure everything's blended out, and then that's it, you're done. And as usual, if you like my videos and want to see more content, feel free to follow me on the mailing list. Do not subscribe to me on YouTube. That way you get everything sent directly to your email, and I'll have a new video for you soon.